This looks clean, it looks safe, but in this one glass of water, there are thousands of things you were never meant to drink. And the problem is, you can't see the danger. Every single year, your body unnoticeably consumes between 39,000 and 52,000 microplastic particles a year. This large consumption leads to inflammation, oxidative stress, hormonal disruption, and other detrimental biological effects.
Currently, the largest issue stopping the everyday person from being well informed about their microplastic consumption is the nature of the microplastics. They are small and oftentimes translucent, making them hard to spot. Because of their small size, the expensive lab equipment that costs around $50,000 is necessary to be able to precisely detect microplastics in a scientific setting. There are even issues when trying to prevent microplastics at the source. Policymakers are left without data to back up potential regulations on water processing facilities because of the lack of centralized data. To see the unseen, we created Clarity.
Hi, my name is Noga and I work behind the software development of Clarity. I got interested in microplastics when I realized that even after using household filters, there's no way to actually see what's going on in your water. We track steps, sleep, what we eat, but not the things we consume every day. That gap in transparency is what motivated me to build Clarity.
My name is Anushka, and I lead the hardware and electrical development for Clarity. During my past research experience, I saw how advanced microplastic detection tools were available in labs, but how inaccessible they were to the public. This disconnect between scientific capability and everyday use is what pushed me to bring these tools into homes.
My name is Gauthry and I focus on design and communication. What motivated me was realizing how little awareness there is around microplastics in water. This is not because people don't care, but because they don't have clear information. And I work on making Clarity understandable, trustworthy, and accessible to the people who need it.
So how does Clarity actually work? Clarity is a compact device that clips directly onto your faucet. It consists of 4 main components: an LED light, a 4K camera, a Raspberry Pi processor, and a smart filtration system, all housed in a water-resistant enclosure. The device works like this. When you turn on your faucet, the camera detects water flow and activates. The UV LED shines through the water stream while the camera captures a 5-second video clip. Here's where innovation happens. Before you ever use Clarity, it takes a baseline image of the light shining directly through. Then as water flows, our system uses background subtraction to identify individual suspended particles. But not all particles are microplastics. That's where our AI model comes in. Using light diffraction patterns, it distinguishes between microplastics like polyethylene, polypropylene, and nylon, and regular water impurities. Each particle is tracked across consecutive frames, so it's only counted once. We then calculate the water's flow velocity and volume to determine the exact microplastic concentration and parts per liter, the same measurement used in scientific labs. All of this data is sent wirelessly from the Raspberry Pi to your phone, where you can see your water quality in real time.
With over 130 million US households lacking microplastic monitoring, even 5% adoption creates a $1.1 billion market opportunity. And as the global wellness market reaches $2 trillion, consumer demand for health technology has never been stronger. But beyond direct sales, Clarity unlocks something bigger, a data revolution. By aggregating anonymized household data, we give environmental agencies, researchers, and policymakers the real-time insight they need to identify contamination hotspots and drive meaningful regulation.
Clarity utilizes a hardware data revenue model that combines a one-time purchase of a physical device with data collection and service revenue. The primary source of revenue is the sale of the Clarity device to households, and the second source is from data partnerships with organizations and institutions that aim to mitigate the microplastic issue, as well as premium features in the mobile app.
Clarity utilizes a 2-pronged marketing approach. First, households purchase Clarity for their personal use, and second, governments, researchers, and environmental groups will utilize the data to fund projects that benefit entire communities. Marketing efforts to drive early sales will initially include targeted social media campaigns, partnerships with wellness influencers, and live demonstrations at health expos. These strategies establish trust, build awareness, and position Clarity as both a household health device and a critical public health tool. Clarity will expand through funding from B2G innovation grants such as NSF SBIR/STTR funding and EPA environmental monitoring initiatives. Clarity will also expand through B2B with public health agencies, environmental research institutions, and universities that require the data regarding microplastic pollution.
Clarity will be a catalyst to protect public health, building a living map of microplastic contamination. Our vision is a future where health-conscious choices at home drive systemic reform, where data turns into action. Clean water starts with awareness, but change starts with clarity. Join us in seeing the unseen.